It's going to take two of us.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you dance?
Not that well, right?
Okay.
But I'm good.
But we do other stuff. Okay. Lana's going to start.
So there are two documents we use within the Centers of Spiritual Living that guide our spiritual path. One of these is Ernest Holmes' statement of what we believe, which dates back to the mid-20th century.
And the second one is the Global Heart Vision, which was written in the early 21st century. This morning we will read from both of these documents. I hope you enjoy it.
So for those of us who've been around a long time, this will be a refresher course.
And for our newer members, this is our vision for the future, not just at the center, but for the world, and Lana will begin.
And before I begin, I would just encourage you to hold this intention for the world that's experiencing such hardship with the environmental catastrophes in Florida, with the situation in the Middle East, in the Ukraine, that this intention, this high vibration is for everyone on our planet, for the animals that we always want them to be adored and loved, for our planet, for the Great Salt Lake. So just hold this consciousness close to your heart, and let's all raise in this vibration. We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation.
We envision for all people, all beings, and all of life are expressions of God.
The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcomes of the infinite self-knowingness of God. We believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in us, and that all people are incarnations of that one Spirit.
We see a world in which every person lives in alignment with his or her highest spiritual principles, emphasizing unity with God and connection with each other. A world in which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action.
We believe in the internality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul forever and ever expanding.
We envision humanity awakening to its spiritual magnificence and discovering the creative power of thought. A world where every person discovers his or her own personal power and the ability to create an individual life that works within a world that works for everyone.
We believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it.
We envision a world in which we live and grow as one global family that respects and honors the interconnectedness of all life.
We believe the ultimate goal of life is to be in complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all.
We believe in a world where this kinship with all life prospers and connects through the guidance of spiritual wisdom and experience.
We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe that God is personal to all who fill this indwelling presence.
We envision a world where personal responsibility joins with social conscience in every area of the political, corporate, academic, and social sectors, providing sustainable structures to further the emerging global consciousness.
We believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God.
We envision a world where each person has enough food, a home, and a sense of belonging. A world of peace and harmony, enfranchisement and justice.
We believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it.
We envision a world in which resources are valued and cared for, and grown, and where there is generous and continuous sharing of these resources.
We believe in the internal goodness, the internal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all.
We envision a world which has renewed its emphasis on beauty, on nature and love through the resurgence of the creativity, art, and aesthetics.
We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that our life is God.
And finally, we envision a world that works for everyone and for all of creation.
Before we leave the podium, I would like to acknowledge this wonderful lady who is standing next to me. And let me just tell you a bit about her, but I think you guys all know this, but this is for her to, she can gloat, she can celebrate all that she is. So Reverend Myrna is a retired ordained minister, currently serving as a professional practitioner at the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living, and part-time instructor and facilitator at the Centers for Spiritual Living in Kenya. She was the senior minister at Layton Center for Spiritual Living for nearly 5 years. Since 2002, she has been an administrative manager, operations coordinator, instructor, facilitator of all certified classes in the CSL curriculum, plus many non-certified special interest classes here at the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. As well, her and her husband run the visioning team, bringing a full lunch on the first Sunday of every month. And she makes a mean polenta casserole. Her education is as follows. She has a master's in consciousness studies from the Holmes Institute since 2014. She has a Bachelor of Science in Behavioral Science and Health from the University of Utah. From 2003 to 2006, she did postgraduate classes at the University of Utah in philosophy and sociology. She also has a certificate in healthcare administration and planning from California State University in San Bernardino, California. Reverend Myrna lives in Salt Lake City with her husband, Theroux. She is the mother of 5 grown children, a dozen grandchildren, and several great-grandchildren that she can't count them all. She was a bit of a gypsy in her younger life, has lived in Hawaii, California, Louisiana, and Texas, working on the Apollo program for NASA. She finally settled down back here, started here in the Salt Lake City, and focuses her energy on the study of metaphysics. Now retired, Reverend Myrna seeks, like the poet Sam Walter Foss, to live in a house by the side of the road and be a friend to all. So on behalf of Reverend Cindy, our senior minister, and the practitioners and the Board of Trustees, we want to take this time to acknowledge everything you do for us all the time. We love you, Reverend Myrna.
You are my heart and soul. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Lana and Reverend Myrna, for that. That was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you all. So this is a special time of our day and our special service where we have a wall of prayer because of our Practitioner Sunday. So those of you who are interested in having some prayer, I would like to invite, first of all, our practitioners to surround the room, please. Now, if you would like some prayer, it'll be a brief prayer. You just approach a practitioner and tell them what you would like to happen. Don't tell them the story. There isn't much time for that. We just like for you to tell them what you would like to happen in your life. That could be something like for a friend, yourself, your parents, your children, a job. It could be anything, but say it briefly so that the practitioner can pray with you. If there is somebody in front of you with the practitioner, and there's a free practitioner on the side, go to the free practitioner. Thank you, practitioners, for surrounding the room. This is beautiful. Okay. Our practitioners are practiced. They are professional, licensed practitioners. They have spent years in training in the art and science of affirmative prayer. So they will go into prayer for you, and that would be just lovely. I will begin a prayer, and as I finish up the prayer, I'd like you to approach those people, for the practitioners, for your prayer. I will just begin the couple of steps of prayer, and as I do that, just be aware. Okay. Settle into your chairs as I do this prayer. There is a power and a presence in this wondrous world and in the universe. This power and this presence is here in everyone and everything. It is the source of everything. It is the source of life. It is the source of all existence. It is the all in all, and we call it God. And in this presence, all are one with it. All are divinely guided by this presence. It is in each and every one. It is in our soul. It is in our mind. It is in our bodies. It is everywhere present. There is nowhere where this presence is not. So in knowing this, I claim for each and every one that is affected by this hurricane, I claim for them that there is peace and that the emergency services arrive on time. I pray for those who are lost and for the lost loved ones, their lost homes, their lost neighborhoods, and for our centers in this area of the world, and for our centers that right now are suffering with this extraordinary hurricane. This suffering is happening in each and every one. They're with lost homes, lost environment, lost people, lost families, lost animals. There are so many aspects effects. So we pray for them right now that there is comfort and the emergency services arrive for them on their behalf. So this comfort that we send to them, that all will be well, that all is comforted. They are comforted by the emergency services and the helpers that arise. So for all of that, I am so grateful. I am so grateful. I will come back in a moment to finish off with a prayer. So continue for prayers. Ask our practitioners for what it is you wish to bring into your life. And as we finish up with our prayers, I'd like to thank the practitioners for their time. I also would like to mention that in the foyer and at our tables, we have a brochure. I'll just show it to you. Just pick one of these up if you want. And I'd also like to offer a prayer for our dear member, Jerry Halliwell, who passed last week. And right now, right here and right now, I just know for himself and his family that they are comforted by his passing and that he is fine, he is well, he is on another pathway to heaven. And wherever he is, we know he is safe and well. Also, there is a service coming up next Saturday for him, and that will be at 3:30 for Jerry Halliwell. Most of you know who he is. We're just finishing up our prayers right now. If you just take a seat, thank you. I am claiming now, right here and right now, I'm giving thanks and deep gratitude for all the prayers that were just said, and for the presence of the one divine presence who is always here within each and every one, and each soul, each person, each aspect of ourselves. Everything we do, say, and think is part of this one magnificent presence. So I release all of these beautiful words and prayers into this amazing presence. So as I release it, I let it be, as together we say, and so it is, and thank you.